So when you take a broad look at this, what is happening right now in Canada with this category draws, scores there, Canadian experience class, 4 million people who are temporary residents, so many people studying master's degrees, so many people able to score well in English language. CLB 9s and 10s are not a rare sight anymore. Almost a lot of people can get that done. And then you have the situation of francophones or the French speakers, whereby these individuals will be able to get 62 points, up to 62 points if they are CLB 7. So many people now, obviously, learning French and actually getting to that level. It's not, again, something which people don't do or not doing it. As we move along, okay, as we move along, you have to understand that out of these millions of people who are currently in Canada on temporary resident status, more and more people are now beginning to realize they may not have an opportunity once they finish their studies, once they finish their 1 year, 2 year of work experience. And therefore, they now need to make those decisions, now need to make those changes, now need to sort of upskill themselves. So suddenly more people are taking master's degree even after they have got their work permit. Their work permit is expired. Now they do not know what to do. They want to continue staying in Canada. I say, okay, let me start doing my master's degree. I'll get 15 extra points if they already had diploma in Canada. Plus master's degree will also give them points. Plus it will get them some more time to buy. Plus they might be eligible under Ontario, or once BC opens up, then the BC International Postgraduate Stream. So some options there. A lot of people then obviously having, I know a few people who, in order to learn French and really do it faster, have moved from Ontario to Quebec so that they can surround themselves with French speakers and learn the language faster and better. Good idea. Why not? But with all of this happening, quotas going down, and with all these people trying to upskill themselves, master's degree becoming quite common and routine, CLB 9s and 10s becoming quite common and routine, 2 years of Canadian experience is not a big deal. And then the biggest caveat over the last 1 year, actually more than 1 year, but I'll just give you an example of last 1 year, more and more people have either gone back to their home countries to gain that 1 year of foreign work experience, or have also started working remotely. Now, remote work experience while in Canada, remote foreign work experience is still in a gray area. There were a couple of refusals and PFLs there as well, but largely, if you have proper documentation to establish, if you can prove it, you should be able to get through with this. Foreign work experience, you're going outside, you're going back to your home country, you're gaining a foreign experience. Now, if you're a smart aleck, you're a smart person who has learned to understand the game and who has strategized, when you're working outside Canada, you probably will get 6 months of experience in one category, like for example, I don't know, education category as an early childhood educator assistant, another 6 months of experience in healthcare category or a trade category as a cook, as a carpenter, plumber, whatever the other occupations are, or 6 months of experience as a pharmacy assistant. Because categories don't need more than 6 months to be eligible, to qualify. So now suddenly with that 1 year of foreign work experience, you are eligible under the Canadian experience class with a very high score, because now you've got extra 50 points because you already had 2 years of Canadian experience. So extra 50 points for your foreign work experience. Plus, because you managed to get 6 months in 2 different occupations, you also are now eligible in 2 different categories. I mean, suddenly you now have options with 3 different streams, high score, and what's to stop you? This is going to be the face of how the scores and this express entry, which will play out for the remainder of 2025, 2026, 2027. At least for the next 2-3 years, this is not going anywhere unless IRCC smartens up and changes the conditions around the category draws, or once we get into the next year, then completely categories are changed. I don't expect too many changes in categories at this point of time. Maybe some knocks being removed, some knocks being added as they have done in the past. But by and large, I don't see many categories being changed. Why? And you know why? Because very recently, not very recently, a couple of days back, within this last week, they have announced that they are changing the requirement of field of study for postgraduate work permit holders. So they are aligning the fields of study with express entry priority occupations, which basically means that only if you are studying in a specific field of education would you be eligible to get a postgraduate work permit. And these fields of education are in line with the fields of occupation priority in express entry. So when you are when you're combining these two separate programs, right? Postgraduate work permit is a temporary residence program. You're bringing it in line with the express entry priorities. When you are aligning these two, it basically gives you a message that these categories are here to stay, at least for some time, right? Also, what did they do is earlier cooks, if you were studying any cooking program or field of education is for cooks, those programs were earlier not eligible for postgraduate work permit. Now, with this new change, which has happened 2 or 3 days back, cooks, the programs, a study program where the field of education is for cooks, that is also included in the postgraduate work permit eligibility. So that tells you that these categories are here to stay. They're not going anywhere, at least for the next couple of years. This is what the signs are saying. I'm not saying it. This is what they're saying. And with this, you can then strategize, you can then plan, you can figure out your way around.